you're almost out of space.
I'll kill him.
You'll just take some and get them dismounted in the skulls again.
I did that already.
I know you did.
I see a couple good pair of rattlers up there.
Rattlers. I'll kill you. Welcome back to The Obsession. Mike Stather here.
Carl Bethke.
Another question come in from one of our subscribers, talking about weather front hunting. How do you hunt them? Front side, back side, cold or warm? Does it matter? Great question. Could do this one for a couple hours if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna try and stream.
All right. You want me to start?
I do, because I want to see where you're gonna go with it. Even though we see things identically the same on this one, I want to kind of see where we're gonna head with this one.
Weather front hunting. Yes.
Correct. Phil.
Yes.
Yes. That's our audience. We hold an applause sign up, but he still don't clap.
Yeah, he just stares at us.
So fronts, hunt them. We always hunt a front.
We always hunt.
Warm fronts or cold fronts.
And why?
Because the fronts affect deer movement, animal movement.
100%.
Warm or cold, it does not matter.
Yep.
Front side or back side.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
We hunt them.
Yes.
Love them. Love a front. You ever drive around, and I do this with the wife all the time. She's like, look at all those deer out there. And I'm like, you know why?
Yeah.
You know, because right now it's 30.
Right.
Tomorrow it's going to be 70. You know, and people are like, oh, it's warm. So what? That's a huge change in weather, which is a huge change in pressures. Woo.
You're gonna talk about barometric
Ding,
pressure.
ding, 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 ding. What does it win?
Absolutely nothing.
I think it matters a ton. I love hunting fronts,
Yeah.
and I've learned a ton about them and how to hunt them. I love storms coming in.
Yep.
I love storms going out.
You shot one of your bucks last year on a front coming in.
For sure.
That big rain.
Just
big
before
storm.
the rain.
Yeah, it was actually sleeting where I was.
Yeah.
And we texted each other.
But right after I shot this buck and I watched him go down, I got down quick and found him because it was starting to rain, and it actually just got done pouring.
And we texted each other.
And it started raining here.
Started
Like
raining.
he literally hit the ground and it started to rain.
Yeah. And pour.
Yeah. There's nothing. I don't think you'll watch anything that you don't see people on fronts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know that the juries are huge on it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
They talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Not that I'm promoting them at all, but
I honestly think Mark was probably one of the first ones that actually
it started to really
documented it.
brought that
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep.
And you know, hunting them. I mean, how do you hunt them? You want to be out there before them. You want to be out there after them.
Yep.
You know, I guess I think that goes back to where you're going to hunt them.
Yeah, this is
You know.
this is Jeff Sturgis makes a lot of good sense with this one. So Whitetail Habitat Solutions. Jeff said, so we know whitetails have to feed 5 times a day, right? So if they know there's a front coming in, and they can eat a little bit early because they know that, I don't want to say they know, but they know the pressure change,
Yep.
that they're going to actually have to bed down during the storms, during the rain. They don't like moving during heavy rain. I don't care what people tell you. Big bucks, lay down. They don't like moving during the rain. If it's a rut, maybe a little bit different, but I doubt it. Well, it's raining hard, but just after or just before, those deer are moving.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And they know. So what happens is they want to feed before that time period. They put the feed bag on because they don't know how long they're going to have to be laying. And then 9 times out of 10, right after that front clears, it quiets down. Not the woods isn't moving all over the place and scaring them to death. They'll get up and they'll feed again.
Yep.
So best time is feeding before and feeding after the fronts.
They are a slave to their stomach.
100%, and that's how you should hunt them. Barometric pressures, Mike and I have found, or I've documented, and Mike and I have talked about it before, the high barometric pressures, we seem to shoot more deer.
Yeah,
Low barometric pressures,
yeah. You like that? Like to see that 30
yeah,
is a
good number.
yeah. I like that number.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones to see on the pressure side.
Yep.
To get in the woods. You know, especially going up, especially anything that's changing, a rapid change
Oh yeah.
will get them things up, and they'll be moving, and then you got to watch your times again when you're getting out.
Yep.
You know, you might have one coming through in the afternoon.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you know your evening sit isn't gonna
Yeah.
maybe necessarily be good for you because the pressure system in the front has already moved through.
Right.
You know, now it's gonna be quiet.
Right. Here's the thing to think about. So big thunderstorms are low pressure. Clear days, big clear times are high pressure. And the variance in between those, if it happens in hours, is a huge thing for deer movement. Temperature change. For me, and I think Mike's numbers are dang close to the same. If you get a big temperature change, so a big temperature change varies. So let's just say it's early season. Opening day of bow season here in Wisconsin can be 80 degrees, right? And you don't see any deer movement throughout the midday. Obviously, they're feeding in their bedding areas. And then all of a sudden you have that 10-degree drop or 20-degree drop between noon and 8 p.m. You're only going to see deer that last, 2 hours probably anyway, right? But the temperature change, if you watch it, it's probably 10 degrees in 2-3 hours, which is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
The other part about temperature change is it can get warmer and deer will move. Seen that multiple times too.
Yeah.
Say it's
It can change.
0,
Yeah.
and the next day it's gonna be 10 degrees.
Yeah, it can be a 7-degree change.
Yeah. And wind.
Yeah.
Wind is a killer. Wind is a big deal. Usually, whenever you have barometric change or pressure change, there's always wind involved anyway. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to weather fronts.
Yeah, I think it. You know, the people are saying, you know, how do you hunt them? You got to see when that change is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you know, so you look at the weather, and it's 50 in the morning,
Right.
and that's your high, and it's going to be 30. Okay, is there a point in the day where all of a sudden it's 50, 50, 50, and then an hour later it's 40?
Yep.
That's where you want to be.
100%.
You know, not after that. You want to be there before that.
Yeah.
You know, if it's 50 all day
Yep.
and it doesn't go to 30 until night, then it doesn't do you any good. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, maybe in the morning
Yep.
you might have a little bit better of an opportunity, but the front has already come and it's gone now,
Yep.
and your opportunity is already gone.
Yep.
So you really got to be a weatherman. My wife never watches the weather during bow season because I'll tell her everything that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. And what time of day it's
Yeah,
gonna happen?
I do,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm pretty good with it.
Weather underground.
Yep.
I watch that constantly, and it's hour by hour. It's not what's gonna happen today. This is happening every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So here's when I'm leaving work.
And I know we text and call back and forth a lot during bow season when we're stuck at work.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, did you see? Yeah, I saw it. Like, what time are we going?
Okay.
You know.
That's exactly right too.
And we're getting out. And I talk to my buddy Phil a lot too, and he's like, you see that front's coming in? I'm like, this is when you need to just drive your truck to the side of the road and tell them it's broke.
Yep.
And you need to get in a tree.
Yeah. Go find that
You
tree
know,
now.
Call in uninterested.
Oh yeah, I've done that a lot. You know that big thing. Well, last year you shot the deer down at my place on that front.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that was a big temperature
That
change.
was a huge change, yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't even come out until 15 minutes before
Mm-hmm.
it was dark, and that was the only, you know, opportunity that we had on that. But yeah, that's when you got to watch it. You know, watch your big swings in temperature, and like when we say big swings, if you get a 7 to 10 degree change, that's a big swing.
That's a big swing,
Cold
especially
or
in
warm.
an hour or
An
2
hour,
hour time
yeah.
period. That's what you're looking for too, by the way. Don't. Well, I mean, you're going to see some days you'll see like, okay, today it's going to be 70.
Yeah.
Well, here's one coming up. So this Wednesday, it's going to be 70 degrees here in southern Wisconsin. Big front coming through. Temperatures are going to be high of 40 something the next day. That's a 28,
Yeah.
30 degree drop.
Yeah.
Okay? that would be a good day to
Yeah,
be
it'd
hunting.
be a good day.
Yeah.
But you probably might not want to do it.
Well, right now, yeah, there's no particular reason. But I mean, if you see something like that, obviously during deer season, I mean, like that's huge.
Yep.
And for earlier season, let's just say the first month of bow season, it would be like mid-September to mid-October.
Yep.
Mid-October, my cameras have shown huge deer movement on the first big cold front of October.
Always you want to
2 years in a row, dude. I mean, my Giants moving October 14th, 15th, 16th. And every year was a big temperature drop. We
Yep.
coordinated with that.
Yep.
Not a moon phase guy, don't believe in that stuff.
Correct.
Now, the front side of a front, is it better than a back side of a front? I don't know. Front's a front.
Yeah.
Movement's movement.
Yeah, front's a front. Like I said, I think it's when the time it's going to hit,
Yeah.
or when you think it's going to be that best time.
Yeah. You gotta, that's exactly where
Yeah.
the hourly stuff that we talk about comes in.
Yeah.
You know, let's just say your big change is at, I don't know, 9 p.m. So obviously that evening hunt is going to be better than the morning hunt the next day. Because that morning hunt, if it's 9 p.m., well, the sun doesn't come up till 6 a.m. That's 9 hours, 9 hours later.
Right.
So 9 hours have passed and the change is going to be minor compared to what it was at that, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. thing. So that's something, you always want to hunt closer to the drastic change when you're watching hourly weather, if that makes sense. Same with the barometric pressure hourly change. You see a barometric pressure change of 1 point in an hour, your ass better be in a tree.
Better be in a tree.
And I don't care which way, up or down.
Something's going to go down.
Yeah, that's a leave work, tell the boss you're dead type
Yeah.
thing.
I just died. I gotta go.
Gotta go. Good talk. I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe.
But and it always matters when you ask, does it matter?
Yeah.
Meaning front side or back side. It always
And like
matters.
we've talked about, we're not huge on early season morning hunting.
No.
But I'll tell you what, if we have a front that's coming, I will guarantee you that we're both going to be in a tree somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
We're going to take that opportunity because a big buck is big in September too.
Oh yeah.
He's not just big in October, November.
Yeah, I have a real mental problem though at times because I'm like, oh, and then the rut comes and I don't have it. But
Yeah.
the thing about that too, early, morning hunts and big barometric pressure changes or temperature changes. For some reason, I've always seen bigger deer in the morning on a big change at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. For some reason, they're on that fifth feeding and they spend more time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming into your stands.
Right. And that's why we say
Very
that
daily.
that's when you can sometimes trip up a big one
Oh, yeah.
on an early front
Oh, yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah, and remember that because I can guarantee you guys will have a good chance of shooting a bigger deer if you see that in the morning early. If you're gonna hunt that deer early.
Yeah.
But and here's the other thing: just because you got great weather doesn't mean bomb into what you think is your best tree stand.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not saying that
No.
go hunt the
Early.
spot you would normally
Early.
leave alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, the problem is they see, 30-degree swing tonight. Yes, but now it's done. It's done, and you're
Yeah.
in a tree the next morning, and so
Yeah.
what? Not saying it can't happen for you,
No.
but you've already missed that. You've missed the front. You've
Yeah.
already missed the back side of it or the front side of it, whichever one it is.
You want to have to be able to hunt that change within an hour of 2 of when it happens.
Yeah.
I suppose that's probably an easy way to explain
Yes.
that.
I would say so.
And then, rain. So when we talk fronts, we talk rain sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Rain, snow, things like that. That affects deer movement also. Just because, I'm going to tell you right now, if you get, let's say the most optimum, we're getting a barometric pressure change, Mike, at 8 a.m. And we're getting a temperature change of 10 degrees between 8 and 9 a.m. But it's pouring frickin' rain. What do you think?
I'm going in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you're hunting it because of one, the change,
Yeah,
but
the
two,
change. and
When the rain
and
stops.
when the rain stops, because then they're going to be up again.
Right.
So if they're not moving, then they're going to be up. 'Cause I have, and this is, I was sitting here waiting for this
Yep.
because I have had so many people, and I know you have too, like, you shouldn't be out bow hunting when it's raining,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I said, some of these guys don't think I should have been either.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
But-
remember I just told you that I'm not an advocate of hunting in the rain.
Yeah, I don't like sitting there getting soaked.
But what I'm telling you is there's times to do it and
Yeah,
times not to.
For
do it.
sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll sit in a little bit of rain if I know it's stopping. And you
Yeah.
can watch that radar, and you know you got some rain coming, and you know, especially a morning,
yeah.
you're gonna get out there in the rain.
Here's an example. One of the best days I've ever had in a tree, and I'm not. This is just most bucks I've ever seen in my goddamn life, Mike. Went to Ridgeway, pouring rain. Talked to you the night before. I'm like, dude. I'm like, the rain's supposed to stop at like 10 a.m. And you're like, yeah, I'm going out.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. And this was fairly early, but a big cold front. So I get to Ridgeway, my brother-in-law's place, and it's pouring rain, and it's in the dark. So I was sitting there, and Tom's like, well, we look at the radar, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop out there for 3 hours. I text you. You're like, well, I'm going out, but I'm not getting in the tree until, such and such time. So I laid there, whatever, took a little nap, woke up every 15 minutes, and finally, about 9 a.m., the rain was going to let up. So about 8:15 or so, pouring rain, we headed to the trees. I sat at that island in the middle of all that switchgrass. I seen 15 different bucks that day. Now, granted, it was, what was it, November 2nd,
Yeah.
but every deer was on its feet cruising
Yeah.
because of that. So that's how much power it can have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know.
There's a lot of mornings I get up here if I'm gonna hunt here and it's raining. Why it's like it's raining? Like, yep. I'm looking to see when is it gonna stop.
Yeah.
Because I'll sneak out later.
Oh yeah.
And I've done it a lot, and I've seen a lot of deer. I'm not saying you're gonna see the deer you want to see,
No.
but it's a really good chance to see one of those deer.
The best part about the rain is it covers your
Yeah,
movements.
I mean, getting in the rain there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, you can pretty much walk straight to
If
the
I could
shade.
walk in the rain every time, I'd probably take it.
Oh yeah.
Because you can get in and out, your scent is down, the deer are down.
There's so much noise in the
Yeah,
woods that
there's
don't
so
hear
much
you,
noise.
and everything's moving.
Yep.
So they ignore more. I've walked right past deer bedded
Yep.
in the rain, and they just sat there watching me walk by.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's kind of the hotter weather fronts, you think?
Yes. I
So-
like it.
Yeah. Well, weather fronts are how we kill most of our deer. And we've killed
100%.
Yeah, and we've killed quite a few over the last 30 years. Hopefully we'll kill a bunch more this year.
Correct.
Phil, killing one?
Absolutely.
Right on. So, we'll see how it goes. Appreciate you guys' question on weather fronts. Hopefully that answered it for you. You guys remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube at Rough Outdoors Wisconsin, Rough Outdoors WI. Check us out on our RSS feed under The Obsession. Also on Spotify under The Obsession. We appreciate your guys' support.
Thanks for tuning in. Keep sending questions.